This video is going to give you a little tour of Canvas and how I use it, because every teacher is a little bit different. At this time of the recording, we have not met yet, so maybe you know all of this, but just still want to record and show you the different features. So this is my dashboard view, and then these are the classes here. So textile construction, culinary arts, and then the two functional foods. So this is the SPED kids in functional foods, and then these are the peer mentors. So those are the only classes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that will have grading tied to them. The rest of this stuff is just stuff that I use. So in textiles, just to show you what I have there, I believe I'm making you a teacher so that you can do everything, but when you look on the side here, anything that has this I next to it, it says disabled, not visible to students. So I only make a few things visible to them so that it doesn't look overwhelming. And then I use everything in modules. So they can click on some of those buttons on the home page, but everything is accessible through modules in all of my classes. So you can see the class intro. I have some demo videos here. You can toggle these down, and you can see the different assignments and the due dates. So those will be done by the time you're there. And then each project is in here. So the project has instructions, possibly a video. So there's a video, and then the rubric, which is how you're going to grade it. So when you're here, maybe you're going to be grading the hobo bag. These are the instructions. I have some zipper pocket instructions, but anything that says rubric that's got the points and the due date, that is what you're going to use to grade. And then I have separated out the video tutorials. So if it has a green check mark, that means it's published and students can see it. So for textiles, I just have everything published that they're going to need all semester. That way you don't have to worry about it. And then if like this right here says do not publish, you can just leave that unpublished. It's just for me for later. This right here, it says resources for a long-term sub, which would be you. So the pajama pants are a new project, and so these are some video demonstrations. I left them unpublished because they are not my videos, they're Courtney's videos, and so I didn't want to use them in my class. So I just kind of kept them in here for you to watch. So kind of keep that on the DL. So in case when you practice, you know how to do this, and then you can always demo these things in class. And that's just for the pajama pants. All the other videos that are in here are mine, or I have permission to use them. So that is sewing. And then you can click on grades. I might need to make sure students can see that, so I will fix that. But here's my students, and then each of the items are published already, so they're already in the grade book. And then you can click on them here. And then here you can rubric. Everything is graded in Speed Grader. So you would click on Speed Grader, and then say you're grading Brooke's project, you click on Brooke and you click View Rubric. Kind of have to drag this over, and then these are the different categories, and you give points here. This comment section, try to write as many comments as you can in that section. The more comments that you type in this, the better, so the students know exactly why they're missed points, and then just make sure that they understand why they're missed points. So that's kind of how that looks. If we go into culinary, again, everything is linked through modules. Excuse me. And so again, these things I have hidden from their view just to kind of keep it clean so they can access everything through modules. You can go in and click on these things otherwise. So you can click on quizzes, alter those if you need to. The quizzes are placed in the modules, but this is just another way for you to access them. So I just wanted to keep it simple for the kids, so that's why everything's in a module. So when you click on grades, there's a little bit more to culinary than there is to sewing. So there's some stuff I can show you here. The students are here. So this is 5th hour. You can toggle between classes here. You can toggle between the assignment groups here. So this is everything. If I'm looking at all the different groups, if you only want to look at the mandatory lab scores, you can look at that. I don't have any yet because we haven't done anything when I'm filming this. So I'm going to go back to all groups, but that just makes it so that you're not scrolling back and forth because it can be a lot. You can drag these around if you want to switch that around anyway. And so one thing to note, so for example, this was a quiz that we just took out of 30 points, and they were not here on that test day. So according to the grading policy, they automatically get 50%. So I have my settings set up that if you mark it as missing, it will automatically calculate and give them 50%. So you don't have to. Actually, this particular student um, scored 5 out of 30, and so has to reassess so that I know that he can meet the standards. And I actually have not seen this note yet, so he can communicate back to me. Um, so always write a comment, especially if they score less than 50%. If they're gone, write a score, um, write like that they need to make it up. So you can see here, this lab, he was gone. So I put missing, and so it automatically calculated 50%. And then I put absent, you'll need to make this up for full credit. And he's really struggling because he is an ESOL student, and I have no clue what communication he has right now, and no one will get back to me. So looks like he's writing me a note, so I'm going to have to take care of that. But so that's that. Just keep up with the comments so that because then it sends the kids an email. This is something that needs to be graded, so they've turned this in. So I can click on that and click on Speed Grader to then look at that assignment. So that's there. And then if we go back to the class, just the main homepage of culinary, you can also access anything through assignments. So all of the labs I don't put in the modules because really it's just a score in the gradebook. So I have to add it through assignments. That's how you get it into the gradebook, but I don't want it in the module because then it just kind of makes it really look kind of messy. So here's where I have our fundamental labs. These are these specific labs, and they're worth 25 points apiece. So you can see there 25 points, 25 points. And then this whole group is worth 15% of their grade. And then the mandatory labs, these are the priority labs, and they have to do these ones. So they might be missing these, and yeah, we want them to make them up, but they're non-priority. These ones they have to do. So, for example, knife skills is coming up this week. They have to do that lab in order to get credit for the class. So these are all worth 50 points, and together this group is worth 30% of the total. So again, these are not in the modules. It's just under assignments so that it goes into the gradebook. And then you can see my assessments are here. These are obviously priority assessments. These are also in modules because that's how students are accessing them, is through the modules. But I have them on lockdown browsers so they can't just take the quiz anytime they want. But you can see where they're accessed here as well for you. I hope that wasn't confusing, but again, an instructional coach or Hannah can help you look at that. Just keep that hidden. Again, I have kind of everything set up for a reason. So, but if you need to tweak anything, you can click on assignments. And then if you want the kids to see it, then you would add it to the module. But that is kind of a little bit about Canvas. So